So we up? Should be. I think we're up. Pretty sure we're up. Yeah, I think we're up, dude. All right, bro.
All right.
Jesse Beltran in the house.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, amigo. Let's get you up here. So how's it going today?
It's going good. How about yourself?
Good, doing good, man. Glad to have you here.
Yeah,
Excited to have you as my first boxer. You know, I've always wanted to have. I really like working with interesting people, and you do something that's so different than, you know, what I've done. Even though I've always followed your boxing, I've never really been into it. But I can see there's a lot of relationships, like we were just talking about on your way over here, like. Let's see. Like basically when you're getting up to go on stage for myself, you got to make sure you're prepared. You got to do all the right things in order to make sure you're giving yourself the best opportunity to win. In your case, you're like doing that same thing. Your preparation, your mindset, mind, body, and soul being aligned. And when you do that, you're giving yourself the best opportunity and best chance to win. Not always is that the case though, but I mean, let's talk about it. So how did you get into boxing?
Well, I started boxing when I was 9 years old. I started at the Boys and Girls Club.
Oh yeah, totally.
7th Street.
Yeah,
right there with the coach I started off with. His name's Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I like the name.
He's a good trainer. He's trained a lot of boxers. So I started off with him, and so how we started off was, he was like, "Hey, come hit the mitts," and I was like, "Oh, all right." Then I started hitting the mitts, and he was like, "Oh, like you're pretty good." So from there on, that's where I started.
Sweet, man. That's awesome. So if I remember right, I think you said you started when you were 9? Is that right?
Yeah, 9 years old. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me all about the backstory. I want to hear it.
I mean, as a kid, like me, like I had a lot of energy, So I think it was good, that I put all that energy into, something that's gonna benefit myself.
Totally.
Yeah, in the gym, it's helped me a lot.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man.
It's better than like, dude,
And I mean, you had an interesting story, where you come from. I mean, tell me all about it. Yeah. Like, tell me that story. I mean, you told me, but tell the listeners.
Yeah, well, really I mean, cool. like me growing up, like my parents, Hispanic.
Yeah.
My parents are like working a lot, so
that's how it goes.
I think it was good that they put me in that program right there, you know, with other people with like.
And they instilled a lot of, hard work and work ethic in you. You can tell. I mean, like when I watch your Instagram, obviously I can see your live performances and your fights or your sparring in training, and you can just tell the intensity and the focus and that drive. It's translating, and it's awesome to see that. And I even know, and a shout out to our friend who's also trained you, Adrian Casas.
Adrian Casas, it wouldn't be.
And just that one night when I was seeing you just kind of in the back, I was just like impressed. I was like, this kid's got, he's got some skills. Yeah, he's got something there. So that's why I was like, man, I got to hit him up. I think he's gonna be a great interview, and you're about to go pro, man. You're letting me be the one. You're letting me be the one to, not interview, just have a hangout discussion. Yeah, I'm like honored because I'm excited to be, a part of it, and going forward and getting to watch your career blossom even more. Yeah. So I know last month when you and I were kind of hanging out, tell me about. I know I missed some of the tournaments that you were having. How'd everything go with those? And
Well, I mean, the last time I fought was December. That was over there up in Industrial City.
They got postponed. Ones you told me about.
Well, yeah, I was supposed to fight, but I got an injury on my hand.
That's right.
Yeah,
I remember you just saying that. Okay.
Yeah. So it sucked. I had an injury. I had to wait for like over a month.
Okay.
But I'm all good now. I'm all healed up. I'm ready to go. I'm gonna be fighting this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so where is that gonna be at?
That's gonna be up in LA.
Oh,
yeah,
sweet.
Somewhere in LA up there. Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna let me know about this, right?
Yeah. I'll put that live on my IG though. Yeah.
Who is it that you're gonna be who you're gonna be
competing
fighting
with?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Competing. Is it kind of one of those where
it's all I know is the same weight class,
Right.
around the same age.
Speak of-
That's all that matters, you know.
Ah, that's it. Yeah, totally. Speaking of which, that fight, Errol Spence Jr. and Mikey Garcia.
Ooh,
I mean, tell me your thoughts on that, because before I say mine.
that would. I think Errol Spence, he boxes good, right?
Right.
There. Yeah.
Right.
I really like his style, you know, the way he boxes, like he's really like he has good boxing skills, you know.
What do you think makes Errol Spence so good? Like, because we watched that same fight together, and we've seen a completely different level fighter than. And no knock to Mikey Garcia, because he was trying to fight 2 weight classes up. He was trying to fight 2 weight classes up, so there was a little bit of a disadvantage on his part.
Oh, yeah.
But you could tell he prepared nonetheless. It's just you could see that in ways he was definitely just outmatched.
Yeah.
What did you think? And like, I was trying to pick your brain that night, but what do you think he did besides, he's obviously very athletic. What do you think of some of the things that he did to basically just kind of outdo Mike?
To outdo Mikey?
Yeah.
I think it's that reach. That reach he has. Yeah, he has that long reach.
Okay.
Keeping his distance.
Yeah.
Just fighting smart, you know?
Yeah.
Like, just really knowing, like, what he's doing. Like,
right.
Just keeping that distance right there and that reach.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, and then he was going to the body down, too, you know?
Yeah.
He was working him good.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, you know, he had a good game plan.
You know, it reminds me of when I watch, like, and maybe you'll see the same thing, Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's so defensive, and he's so just like a chess match. He knows exactly when it's his time to strike.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, he's always on the defensive. So it's like we were just talking about moments ago, the best offense is sometimes a great defense.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So when is that some of the kind of style that you will incorporate in the way you perform?
Yeah. I mean, I study a lot of clips. I watch a lot of fighters, you know. I try to take a little bit out of, you know, I try to learn and then try to adjust it to my style.
So tell me about your style. What would you call it? Like, would you say defensive, like, or opportunistic, or aggressive, or just all out war?
I mean, how rampage? I look at it is like a rampage sometimes. But I try to be 50-50, you know, defense and also aggressiveness, you know. You want to give a show to the
balance.
people. Yeah, exactly. Balance, you know. You want to make a good show.
Yeah.
You want to give the people what they want to see, you know.
Would you say it's probably smart to preserve your energy, especially in those first few rounds when because it's easy probably because you're at your best, right? So it's easy to just let too much loose when you should probably strategically.
I mean, in the pros, yeah, because it starts off more like, you know, more cautious, you know.
Yeah.
Like when you're fighting.
Right.
But amateurs, though, is different because it's like shorter. Like that's what I fight right now, amateurs. So it's like amateurs is more quicker. So they kind of just go more faster pace. But like professionals is more like take more of your time, you know. Right. But you got to be prepared at all times. You know, it's a fight. Anything can happen. So you got to be ready for whatever comes your way.
Speak of which, tell me, how do you prepare? How do you prepare? Before a match?
What I do before a match, I'll do some meditation, you know, I'll take some deep breaths, you know, just talk to myself, you know, just like, this is a fight, anything can happen, anything can go down, you know.
Totally,
you just
man.
gotta be ready for it,
Yeah, totally preparation.
Yeah.
So, like, do you change your diet? Do you sleep more, or do you, like,
yes.
Everybody's got different ways they approach it. Like, for example, not to make this at all about me, but when I'm performing, before I go, I typically will, make sure I stay hydrated, work out, exercise. I kind of pull myself away from people in general for a moment, just to kind of unwind my mind the night before we get a show. Mm-hmm. Just like in a lot of performance, and we can say that too, even though you're an athlete. Yeah. You're still performing. And so it's kind of like, would you agree that like you kind of have to do certain things to prepare yourself before you go on there? Like a fight, like your diet, does a diet change? What are your, like, leading up to your fight?
Yeah, well, the diet is important too, you know, what you put in your body, that's what's going to give you your energy, you know. Right. So, but then too, like, you know, you can't overeat, you got to watch what you eat. Sometimes it sucks just the diet because, like, when you got to drop weight and all that. Right. Yeah, but.
So you're not like, for example, like last a few weeks ago, you could probably just go out and eat what you wanted.
Yeah.
But now that you're getting closer to your next one,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
probably
you gotta,
tapering off that and going back to more of a strict diet and
Exactly,
a strict way you're gonna do things and hang out, and so on and
and
so
even
forth.
even though it's like strict diet is just eating like simple foods, that's
Yeah.
all it is. It's just veggies, all that good stuff.
Yeah,
Veggies, fruits.
a lot more.
Yeah.
It's the way to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes you feel better
It's
too,
just
right?
exactly,
Yeah.
Food
That's
really,
half the battle, right? Of having the right mindset.
exactly, yeah.
And,
Food really does
It
affect
really
you.
does.
Yeah.
I agree totally with that. So, so who are like coming up? Who were you influenced by, like, as far as boxing? Like who?
Who was my influence?
Yeah, like for example, Tyson. A lot of
Yeah.
people say
Well, I mean,
who. Yeah.
I mean, Oxnard has a lot of boxers. So
Oh, no
I
doubt.
looked up to
Talk about him. Yeah.
like Victor Ortiz,
Mhm.
which I met him before too. I trained with him actually before
Right.
too. Yeah, he's a real cool guy. I
Cool
like
guy.
him. He's a great guy. And I looked up to Fernando Vargas too.
Exactly.
Fernando Vargas,
I was about to say that.
And also I sparred with what's his name, Brandon Rios. I
What?
sparred him at Colonia Gym right
What?
there. Yeah,
Oh,
that was
okay.
it was before his fight when he fought what's his name?
You said Omenchenko's in also.
I think it was his last fight. It was his last
Oh,
fight. When he
okay.
fought. Yeah, so that was a great experience,
I
just
bet.
working with him. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it's kind of making you. It's kind of challenging.
Yeah,
Seeing where you're at.
exactly.
Like, are
Yeah.
you ready to make that? Because I know you're about ready to make the leap to pros.
Yeah.
But it's like, I got to see where I'm at. I need a little bit of litmus test right now. And if I do well against him, I know that's going to build your confidence, and
Yeah.
you can move on to the next round. We'll just go with
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, obviously that's great, and sounds like you did well. At it.
Yeah, I did actually, because I knew I did, because even his coach came up to me. He was like, "Oh, that was good work right there. Like, you think you could come again next week?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course.
Hell yeah, that's great,
Yeah, that'll
man.
be great for both of us. It's a great experience, learning experience."
Totally, because
Yeah.
once you did well with that, they'll move you up to the next challenge, right? Isn't that how it typically works?
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That is great. Yeah, I mean, like all the guys coming up, they had to do the same thing,
Yeah.
They had to just work their way up to the top. Only, I mean, when you're the best at whatever you do, you're going to get there easy. And if you do, you're going to get knocked
easy,
out. You're going to get
yeah.
your ass knocked out.
You
So it's
take
like
some
you got
whoopings.
to put the time in to toughen yourself up. And then just like anything, I know, again, I just, as far as like being a musician, like if I don't practice and I don't work at my craft and try to
Yeah.
keep pushing through those walls,
Exactly.
I'm going nowhere. And
Yeah.
there goes, I might as well just, not do it.
Yeah, just like you
So
say,
it's one of those things, but what drives you to continue on, like to keep growing? Like me, the same thing. I want to be the best, musician I can be, performer, singer, songwriter.
what drives me, because I look at, this is my craft, I look at it, this is my
Yeah.
job, this is what I do, this is what's gonna
Yes.
make me this is what's gonna make me my money, what's gonna
Yes.
make me put my food on the table,
Yes.
support myself and my family.
You're going all the way with
and
this,
I
aren't
love
you?
it too,
That's-
it's a great sport. I like it,
Yeah.
This is what I like to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you, and growing up, we were always told, and maybe your family the same way, like have a backup plan.
Yeah.
Man,
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like, hey, look, I mean, I'm sure all the listeners out there
Yeah.
will disagree, but if I can just say something, if this is your passion, this is your love,
Yeah.
there's no backup plan. You go, you bust your ass to get there, okay? And if it takes you whatever it takes you, you keep
Yeah.
going. So,
Exactly.
yeah, okay. So I threw my 2 cents out about it, but I'm proud. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
excited for you because I can
Thank
tell
you. Yeah.
you have, like, I was just seeing just the way your athleticism and your movements. I was like, man, he's
Yeah.
got something.
Oh yeah. You
Yeah,
saw. I
I
gave you a
saw
little
it.
sneak
I
peek
saw it,
over
and I
there
was like, wow,
at
that-
Adrian's house. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And I think that was, a big reason. Like, he was like, hey,
Yeah.
I think there might be something here with him. So, so short term goals, like as far as boxing or as far as life,
Short-term goals. Well, right now I'm finishing up high school, so that's one of them right there.
But
I'm
you're
trying
pretty
to-
much, you're just about completed and ready.
Yeah, exactly. And I take this sport so serious.
Right.
I even had to move out of regular high school just to
Right.
go to independent studies, which is basically I do like homeschool, so I could just have more time to train, just to
Right.
give me that extra edge,
Right.
just to be the best that I can. You
Yeah.
know?
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and then so, like, would you say like in boxing 10 years from now, man, you want to be
and even
holding the belt. Well, actually, that's one thing I completely forgot to ask you. Is you're a champ.
Oh,
like, tell me. I mean, like, you're a
national champ. Yeah.
Isn't it 5 times?
5 national belts.
That's
5 national
ridiculous.
titles.
So that's crazy.
So the first belt I won was when I was 11 years old. That's when I was training with Coach David Rodella and Coach Joseph. Yeah. Which Coach Joseph is the one that's training me right now. He's my head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a great coach. Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That name David Rodella sounds so familiar.
Yeah, he's a boxer. He's a boxer. He's
so
a professional boxer. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like one of the ones that first started training me.
Okay.
So he's a great guy. He's the one that he was like a great mentor for me. He always gave me the best advice. You know? I remember when I would get in trouble in school too. He'd always come and he would tell me, but. Yeah. He's a great guy though. He knew me since I was like 10 years old.
He's always had your back.
Like, he's a great guy.
That's cool, man. And you're putting in the time. And then so your second title. I mean, this is like what's the national chain is to move into pros. And dude, that's awesome. Because what would you say the average age of when you move from amateur to pro is, like, typically?
Probably like
I know it's
18, 19 around there. Like,
so you're right at that age where you're moving. You're about to move.
Soon, I'll be going pro.
Man, that is so cool.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. But
so
I just take it day by day, step by step.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, they focus too much on the future. But
that's
the present moment is all you got. You got to focus on what you got right now on the day. Yeah.
Wise beyond your years, my man.
Yeah.
That is so 100% true.
Mm-hmm.
In general, in life, you know what I mean? Because it's like, it's easy to get caught up in your thoughts. It's easy to get caught up in everything that's going on. And you forget about what is really happening. The only thing that really is going on is present.
Exactly,
right? So, and it's like a great way for preparation, being in the moment, being present, staying focused. Don't let distractions, let all that shit get in your head and create problems for you. So you're on the right track, and that's so cool, man. And it's cool to hear you say things like that, because it's like, he gets it. And I'm excited for you. That's so cool. So, when you transition to pro, what do you expect? How that would go? Like, I know they're trying to start preparing you for those things. What are they?
I mean, it's gonna be definitely is different. Like the people who I know who are like professionals, because at the gym I train, there's a lot of professionals.
Yeah.
And even my.
What'd you say? Like Lomachenko?
Lomachenko.
I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Lomachenko.
Yeah. And even my friend too, he's a coming up boxer too, Luis Peña. He's a heavyweight. Yeah, he's undefeated.
Sweet.
He's coming up too. Even he told me, he was like, hey, like when he first fought, he was like, it's different, because you don't have no headgear.
Yeah.
So it's different. Even the gloves are different too. Yeah.
So I don't want to ever deter you at all, but does that ever worry you about the head? As far as like getting hit, what they talk about.
I mean, you just gotta be prepared. That's something that I know you just gotta be prepared for.
It's totally.
Yeah. You just gotta have that.
Try to obviously take less hits and more. And just make sure you're kind of the aggressor when you can be.
Yeah, defense, aggressive. Yeah. Just right timing and all that. Totally.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you got to be on point.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't, and it's one of those things in a fight. The other person's doing the same. They're trying to do the same. So it's one you can't. Yeah, and guard down. You got to always be on.
Some people think too is all like, oh, how strong you are. It's not even about that. It's like it's really technical.
I love
because you seen like videos, or anytime, one punch can finish the whole fight right there, you know. So you always got to be on point,
Yeah.
You got to really be in the present moment, when you're fighting.
It's like we were talking earlier about Tyson, because let's face it, he's like he's hierarchy in the boxing world. Yeah. And it was like to see him get knocked down, it was like, you took a deep breath. You're like, what just happened?
Yeah.
The king just got knocked down.
When he was fighting Buster Douglas.
Yeah, Buster Douglas the first time around. Then of course, the
Yeah,
Holyfield.
that's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, when you see stuff like that, you realize anybody at any time, if they don't got,
especially though, like what Buster Douglas was going through though, like his before 2 days before that fight, how his mother died.
yeah,
I think it was just all that stress, all that.
Yeah.
It's just that mentality, just putting it out there.
Yeah.
That's what it really comes down to.
yeah,
Yeah.
just letting it rip. You're
Yeah.
ready, just let it rip. Don't
Yeah.
worry if it's gonna go. There's gonna be times where it's gonna work out great. Everything's gonna work out in your favor. You get everything right, and it's gonna work out. And even there's times where even when you do it right, it still doesn't.
Yeah.
But it's a matter how you come back. And as a boxer, you know that is part of the battle always.
Exactly. Yeah.
You got to get your ass back up, and you got to keep going.
Yeah.
And then if you get knocked down, dismiss it and move on to the next one and prepare better the next one.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people, they get real discouraged, like people, they'll go, like they'll start boxing and they start sparring, whatever, they get one beating, and then they get all discouraged. And they end up quitting,
Yeah.
It's a brutal sport. It's not easy, but you just got to be mentally tough. You just got to toughen yourself up. It's the way you talk to yourself, that's real important,
Yeah. Absolutely, self-talk.
Yeah,
totally.
Exactly.
You can't be feeding yourself crap and expect
No, you can't.
bring out something great.
Yeah, you can. You gotta just take out all that negativity.
You got to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things like if you're positivity breeds positive results.
Exactly,
if you've got it in your mind and you're staying focused and you're working at it, may not come like right away, but if you keep at it, you're gonna get it.
Oh yeah.
And it's like that's just the way. And all the greats, in your sport, that's how they live by it. I mean, they're constantly working at it. Even when they've arrived, they haven't arrived, right?
Yeah.
If they let themselves in their mind think they've arrived, guess what? Someone's gonna knock your ass out.
Yeah, when they settle for less, you always gotta.
Yeah.
Like me, I always have that mentality. I always want to get better.
Yeah.
I never settle for less, even though Yeah, but
no,
it's a brutal sport though, because it's like. It's different from other sports because other sports, you got a team with you, you got help and all that. But when it comes down to a boxing match, it's only you and that other guy.
It's a solo.
Yeah,
it's a solo
it's just
show.
you and the other guy. You got your coaches.
You got
your team, but they're only there to support you.
Right.
Give you advice.
And that's That's so how life works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like you got to live it. You got to do it.
Yeah.
So give it the best you can. But
Exactly.
So true. It's like I don't know. Like I know we haven't talked about this, but. Have you it's kind of like chronologically watching the Rocky movies, right?
Yeah.
You watch the guy coming up from ground zero to all the way. If you watch through, the Rocky movies, I love 1 through 4, so I'll say all the way through 4.
Yeah.
You see the guy, even at the pinnacle, he was still working hard at it.
Yeah.
But you see what you have to go through, and you could just basically look at it kind of like. Would you say you look at it like? Even when you're there, you're not there. There's always ways to improve.
There's always ways to improve. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's always gonna be bumps in the road. It's a struggle. It's not easy. But you just.
There's always gonna be Apollo Creeds. There's always gonna be Mr. T's, and I'm bringing it like old school now. There's always gonna be Dragos,
criticism.
But
all that.
They're always gonna be there in your way. But you just keep going.
I think that's another
criticism
thing.
is another thing, man. Talk about it.
I think
how you doing.
I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people care too much about what they think about them. But I think it's natural though to think about what other people think about you.
It is.
But to some people, it gets to their heads, you know. But I think what's real important is what you think about yourself though. Like what do you really say about yourself? Like what's your thoughts throughout your day, Like that's cool, what other people say about you, you hear that, but you can't really let that affect you,
Right.
You just gotta especially the criticism, people are good at criticizing,
Yeah. That's funny you mentioned about that because, okay, like I'm gonna bring it back to social media for a minute. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
you get that, it's like it can get addicting. You go out there, you post, you try to post some good shit, good stuff. And then it's like a lot of times you got your support group, like we talk about, and then there's always that one that just was like tries to knock you down.
Yeah.
It's just like what it is. But like you said, you can't really, you have to find a way to block that and keep that from like just getting itself in you.
Exactly.
Because it'll mess you up.
You just gotta
like whatever,
just brush it off.
I mean?
Just
Yeah.
like whatever, you know.
At the end
like
of the day.
If someone really like tells you that, you know, like how do you think they you know, they talk to themselves, you know, they're probably not even, you know, they probably have nothing good going on for them, you know, so they have to bring out that negativity onto someone else, you know.
Yeah, totally right, man. I mean, that's
yeah.
So it's one of those things that when you do hear someone that is talking, you know, you can just think about that for a second. That's a good way to look at it instead of letting it, you know, like affect you and be like hurt or whatever.
Yeah.
Be like, look, where's that person coming from? You know what I mean? And it's like, they're obviously not coming from a very good place because really, you don't have anything better to do than just start knocking somebody down. That's it.
I know, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it's like, that's a good way to look at it. You're doing it the right way, which is the way to be. You know, you're basically, you're not letting it affect you, and the way you react to it is the best way you can.
Especially like, talking about that, you know, that reminds me of my good friend. He's my mentor. His name's Mike. He's always, he gave me a talk before too. He was like, hey, you know, because you know how boxers, you know how you hear about them, you know, other people in the streets, you know, they want to fight you, you know, they try to test you, whatever.
It's always good.
Yeah, but my mentor, Mike, he told me, hey, you always keep your cool, you know.
Yeah.
You fight to get paid, you know.
First of all, you mess these fools up.
Exactly. You know, you don't let them get to you.
Yeah. So, but you're right, because if you lose your cool, you lose.
Exactly,
even if you beat even if you, you know, even get your shot and knock them down. Who really wins that? Because they got to you.
Yeah.
Their whole thing was to get to you. Even if you win the physical side of it, you lost.
Yeah, you always got to keep your cool. Just like in a fight too. Just like when I'm in the ring, you know, you get hit with a good shot, you know, you just got to brush it off and just keep going, you know, you just keep fighting.
Yeah.
You don't get all mad, I'm going to get him.
Yeah, totally.
You know, you just...
No, exactly.
Yeah,
so you're talking about basically being in emotional control.
Yeah, exactly.
And having the emotional control will give you a massive advantage.
Exactly.
Like if you're physically good, like, you know, you're in shape and you got all that right, and you've got your mind and you got your emotions control, you're putting yourself in such a far advantage.
Oh yeah.
Like if you can if you can do that while you're getting hit and still keep your strategy and focus, dude, you're like
just like keeping
that's
that
like rock solid.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like Mayweather does, you know, he's always just keeping his cool, you know, in the ring.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people it's hard, you know, when they get hit with that good shot, then they're like, oh, you know, they start panicking, you know.
Yeah.
But it's just having that self-control.
Yeah.
Learning how to just master your emotions, just controlling yourself, you know.
That is exactly right.
But it's like not a lot of people know how to control that, you know, but you just gotta just be mentally tough for that.
No.
Gotta be prepared.
That's totally how kind of life is in general, right?
Exactly. You never know you'll get knocked down, you know, but you always gotta just pick yourself back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's totally true. Yeah. It's, if you ever watch a lot of successful people, you know, really successful people, they have so many things, you know, like elite successful people. They have so many things that are in common like that.
Yeah.
Where it's great control, it's great self-control. They never gave up. They worked their ass off. They didn't have plan B.
Yeah.
They came after it.
And
you know what I mean?
Yeah, even like a lot of successful people, you know, it's not they don't always even win, you know. They learn a lot from losses, you know. That's where you learn, you know, from your losses. And instead of taking a loss and then just like putting yourself down, you know, you got to really learn how to talk to yourself, you know. Okay, I took this loss, you know, how it's your responsibility how you're gonna deal with it, you know. So you got to learn how to just deal with it, you know, and make yourself better. So you just learn from it, you know. Yeah. Damn. So that's why, you know, amateurs, it's a great experience because, you know, you see a lot of different styles and all that, you know. Win or lose is not, to me, it's not really like a big deal. You know, winning is cool. Right. But, you know, it's just that experience, you know, just fighting a lot of like different people and all that, you know. Right. It's like preparing yourself for the pros.
It's kind of like, keep testing yourself. Keep seeing where you're at.
It's like a test.
Keep improving, keep growing. And even though obviously we'd love to win, sometimes it's important for those losses to occur because they kind of teach you, okay, perhaps what area was I less than where I needed to be to get to
Yeah.
where I wanted to be to, beat that person.
Yeah.
And like I go back and talk about the Errol Spence Jr. and the Mikey Garcia fight without going over the obvious, just focusing on what we seen together.
Yeah.
I was like noticing, like, even though they were both prepared, it was like you see how Errol Spence fighting style was, the way he was approaching it. It was whatever he gives me, that's what I'm going to take.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm also going to be smart and not let you hit me in my weak spots. Like he protected his core.
Exactly.
Which, if I recall right, that was kind of one of his weak points, right?
Yeah.
It's a weak point for everybody, but in his case, I think that was one of his. And so he took what Mikey gave him, and then he was very opportunistic in it, and he took advantage of it.
Yeah.
And, whereas not knocking Mikey Garcia because he's from our area and I love him. Great guy, and I was there to support and watch for him. But Mikey was kind of in that area, in that specific area, he's kind of outmatched.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But those are kind of lessons that, he's obviously going to learn. And then as just watchers and just viewers, we learn. You're like, God, what can I do to get better for the next? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I mean, Mikey took a big risk, though, just going two weight classes up.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, yeah.
Well, I mean, anyways,
but it was a great test, like you said.
It is, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we've already 35 minutes in, amigo.
All right, cool.
How you doing?
Good, yeah, cool, yeah.
All right. So, what's next?
So what's next for me?
I know you're coming up with the next match.
Yeah, it's this weekend on Saturday.
What?
That'll be
that's
in
right, in LA.
Yeah.
So you're going to give me the
I'm
information.
forward.
I'll see if I can make it.
Yeah.
What time is it going to be?
It's around like afternoon, like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. around there, I
2
believe.
p.m.?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I can't make it, I'll be watching.
Yeah, I'm prepared though. I've been working hard for it. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I'm so excited for you. I mean, this is a great journey for you.
Yeah.
It's so cool that I get to watch you as you're growing into it.
Yeah.
And obviously all of us that support you, because it's, I've been I'm new to you.
Yeah.
But I've been watching behind the scenes for a couple months now. And so I'm excited. It's like, I see you're about to do some great things.
Yeah.
And stay on track. It's easy to get derailed.
Yeah, I know.
And it happens.
Staying focused.
But you're not going to be perfect at it. But as long as you keep at it and keep going.
As long as just putting in that effort and all that. Yeah.
I mean, your style, the way you approach it.
Yeah.
You got quick twitch movements.
Yeah.
You know when you're supposed to be in defense. You know when to play offense. Your timing is pretty damn good.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I only see you getting better. Just stay on course, man.
Thank you.
I think this was excellent. We've got 35 minutes in.
Cool.
So, amigo.
I really admire your work too. I think that's really cool. How you do your podcast, and then you're also a musician. That's real cool.
Oh, thanks.
I remember talking about it. You said you were working on your second album.
Yeah.
Damn,
yeah, it's
right.
Country Club.
Yeah.
Country Club is my second album.
Oh yeah.
It will be coming out, I want to say, late summer, August, September-ish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would love to get it faster, but I mean, it really does take time. Even though after the show, I'm going to show you. Yeah. I'm going to show you a lot of it.
All right.
But it's one of those things where I got to get to the main studios to do all. I'll have to do a lot of retracking vocals and maybe some guitars. I'll have a drummer come in and do all the final drums. Mm-hmm. It's a lot, but I love relating it to what you do. It's work. I can't stop. You can't stop. You can't. And you can't accept less than your best.
Exactly.
So that's why sometimes it's a lot of artists, and I'll speak specifically about myself on this one too, they can relate, is you got to give it what it's going to need to get there. And if you don't, you're not going to get the best of yourself. So
like people, they think they rely on talent, but talent's one thing, but I believe in hard work and effort, smart work too.
Yeah, so I'm excited to get out there. I'll be back out this summer here.
It's going to be on, what are you going to put it on, Spotify?
Yeah, it'll be on Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify.
We'll do a little campaign.
Yeah.
I'm working with, some people on that, and it'll be a good thing. And, I'll definitely obviously have you come out, bring everybody.
Yeah.
Come see the shows.
Yeah.
you know, and then we'll do it all up, man.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Jesse Beltran, everybody.
Right,
Jesse Beltran. Excited for you, Migo. So we're going to end this thing, and we're going to get out of here. Let's have some fun.
Right.
All right? What do you say?
Cool.
All right?
Sounds good.
Until next time, everybody.
All right.
Out from me, out from Jesse. Shout out.
All right.
All right, guys. Peace. Talk to you later.